Hey guys, LevelCap here. Today is Monday, which means it's time for an episode of Loadout, the series where you guys, the viewers, get to pick a gun and customization for me to use. The way you do this is you leave a comment down below, letting me know what kind of weapon and accessories you'd like me to run with, and I will pick one of the top-rated comments for the next episode. Today's top comment comes from Equinox X. He says, Jurassic World Owen Grady Loadout. Recon with motion sensors so you can see all the dinosaurs on the map. C4 used to feed dinosaurs. Don't know how much they're going to enjoy eating that. Then there's the mare's leg with the 4x scope, used as your primary. Spas-12 is a tribute to the original Jurassic Park movie. Oh, and flares so the T-Rex can see you. Hope you pick my loadout and have fun level. Now, I don't know if you guys watched Jurassic World, but it's definitely one of my favorite movies I've seen so far this year. Just an awesome adventure and action movie, right up there with Mad Max. Two great movies that I highly recommend, but this is not a movie review. This is a loadout, and we're going to be talking about the mare's leg and the Spas-12. Now, I have talked about the mare's leg before, some in length, and it's basically a 44 Magnum that shoots slower and has different optic options. Not a huge fan of it in general, and sniping with it, it's really weird. There's just a lot of shots that I take with this gun that look like they should be hitting, but they don't. Now, something I noticed while watching Jurassic World, and I only saw it once, so I didn't study the movie frame by frame, but it appears that there's a moment in the movie where Chris Pratt's character, Owen, is shooting his lever action rifle, which may or may not have been some version of this specific gun or a different lever action rifle, but he's shooting it in a semi-automatic nature, whereas in real life you actually have to pull the lever back every time you want to load a new round, as the Battlefield 4 animation indicates. But in the movie, he's actually just pulling the trigger and shooting around each time. And it's possible that I remember things incorrectly, but let me know in the comments if you guys saw the same thing in Jurassic World. It's not uncommon in movies to have characters just using their weapons incorrectly. In fact, it happens all the time. Now, the combination of mare's leg and shotgun is something that I was looking forward to a lot when I was checking out the mare's leg back when it was in beta form on CTE, and it was actually a lot better back then. It's since been updated a bit, and it's gotten a bit of a reduction in terms of its effectiveness, and unfortunately the mare's leg just isn't what it could be. Occasionally it can be good when you start nailing those headshots at ranges where you can still one-shot kill somebody, but a lot of the time you'll be hitting headshots and people will not be going down in one shot, and then you have to load a new round, take another shot, and you're usually not going to get another headshot, or they're going to kill you at that point in the game. So it's just a difficult weapon to use. The shotgun, of course, the 870 Spaz, is a lot of fun to use in CQB. However, now that I've been using a lot of the semi-automatic shotguns, it is hard to go back to pump action just because some of those semi-autos are so unbelievably effective. Needs to be a little bit of balancing, I think, between shotguns still. The combination in this loadout is okay. I would say that it's basically using one of the lesser effective sniper rifles, one of the not quite as effective shotguns. So it's an interesting combination, mediocre at best, not something that I would recommend overall, but it is fun as a theme loadout. And in interest of the theme, I really did try and use the mare's leg as much as possible. The 870 is without question the stronger of the two weapons. The mare's leg, obviously being a sidearm in this situation, was pseudo-effective at longer ranges, but if I was playing this loadout seriously, it would just be way more effective to try and close the distance with my target and take him out with the 870. So I really just tried to use the 870 mostly defensively if people were coming up on my position, and then just try and snipe them from further away. What ended up happening most of the time, though, is I would try and snipe somebody with the mare's leg, and they would just turn around and kill me with an assault rifle or a machine gun, because once they knew my position, I was basically in a battle where I had a huge disadvantage, taking one shot at a time that wasn't a one-shot kill. Not someplace you want to be when you're up against somebody with a high damaging weapon. As for the 4x scope on the mare's leg, I was using the ACOG, but mostly because it was the only scope I had. You need to basically start getting the unlocked battle packs with this if you want to get anything other than the ACOG for 4x optic, and it does take a while because getting kills with this gun is not easy. I think you need somewhere around 140, 150 kills just to unlock your first battle pack. Now I know for a fact that DICE is going to go back to the mare's leg and try and rebalance the weapon and either improve its damage or improve other aspects of it. I think one interesting route with this gun would be increase the rate of fire. Now I don't know if any of you guys have seen Army of Darkness, but there's a great scene in there where the main character Ash is shooting a lever action gun incredibly fast. It looks badass, and it's something that an experienced shooter can do with a lever action rifle. It would be really cool to let you shoot the gun as fast as you possibly could in this game, just to kind of maybe divvy it up a little bit. It's cool that it's an accurate long-range weapon, but it would just give it sort of that extra oomph that I think it really needs in this game to be an effective sidearm or an effective pistol alternative. Because let's be honest, the aesthetics of an old lever action guide gun is just badass, and I would love to use this gun more often. It's just so crappy right now that you don't want to. You just don't want to get owned. As cool as it is looking, it's just not worth it performance-wise. Now what about this Spas-12? Why am I not a huge fan of it anymore? Well, its pellet count just isn't as impressive for a pump action shotgun as it used to be. The semi-auto shotguns have really caught up with it, and if you compare it to the 870, it has significantly more pellets in the 870. So there isn't a lot going for the Spas-12 anymore, and it is something that even sometimes when I shoot somebody with it, expecting to get that one-shot kill, I'm already turning away and I realize that it wasn't a one-shot kill. So there's still definitely some inconsistencies, and you'll see it if you play with the Spas-12 enough. The shotguns have not necessarily been completely fixed. They've just been upgraded and damaged so much that I think people are just either more forgiving or just not noticing the inconsistencies so much. Now I happened to notice while playing Dirty Bomb the other day that the shotguns in that game have the exact same spread every time you shoot the gun. It's a very equal spread where they basically put most of the pellets in the center mass of where you shoot, and then there's a few pellets on the outlying, but it's an equal spread, so it means there's going to be more pellets on the left or right side of your shot. And I think this is honestly a really consistent and fair way to design shotguns in video games. I don't think you really want randomization in your pellet spread when shooting a shotgun, even if it is maybe a little bit more realistic, especially when the difference between killing somebody can be the difference between one pellet hitting them or not. So sometimes your aim really isn't as big a factor in whether or not somebody dies versus how the actual spread of the shotgun is just randomly determined by a random number generator. So if it were up to me, I would argue for having consistent shotgun spread in Battlefield 4, because honestly, I don't want randomness when I take a shot with a shotgun. I want to know exactly where my pellets are going to go and how I have to aim to get a one-shot kill or get a two-shot kill. I just want to have a better idea of what's actually going to happen after I pull the trigger. So anyway, that wraps it up for this episode of Loadout. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and don't forget to leave your comments for next week's episode. As always, guys, I'll see you next time. This is LevelCap signing off.